Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for ReZero Season 3, Episode 11. So, last time we had Subaru figuring out a bit more about Regulus Cornelius, being all their names having to do with, like, stars, and him realizing that his is the Little King, which uh, gives him an idea on how to beat him, the fact that he pauses time on himself. So, how they beat him through knowing that, I will see. I have no idea. I wasn't able to come up with any ideas, but it's certainly interesting. Um, you guys saw me at the start of getting sick last week. Now I'm at the end of the sickness where I'm better, but I still have the cough, so I'm gonna do my best to mute throughout the show if I need to cough. But usually I'm pretty good if I'm sitting up. For some reason, when I'm laying down, I'm really bad. So, um, but we also had a bit of taunting on Priscilla's part, where they were calling, I think they were calling her Iris and the Thorn King, or something in relation to her in regards to that. Gave it a few other names too, and it really pissed her off, so I'm curious what that has to do with anything. So I guess maybe we'll find out. And then we also had like a quick scene with Anastasia uh changing things up on Lust, I believe that was, right? And shooting her down a hole, and then we had Al show up there, and we stopped there. So a lot of moving pieces, a lot of things going on. I am excited to see what happens, so let's jump into this. We're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. I've got a wrist brace on just because my wrist is hurting. Nothing too big of a deal. Just to oh, her mom. This is probably a flashback. Cool. Trying to figure out how to play. Hmm. Aw. Just screaming. Kids are the worst. Oh, not going there. Oh. They're not allowed to just sing, like, on the streets or something in the big cities? Oh my god! Jeez. I have a nose hair bugging the crap out of me. Okay. A little bit of flashback on Lilian, that was interesting. I like that. Yeah, my wrist hurting a little bit. I didn't finish what I was saying. It's really just sore, and it's a little more. I get it every now and then where I think I just like use my wrist wrong, and like it'll just hurt for days. This one hurts a little more than normal, and like almost no matter how I move it, it hurts. So having the brace on it is helping keeping me from moving it into positions that hurt, and I feel like it heals quicker. I'm no doctor, but whenever I wear the brace, it always feels like by like the end of the day, it's like practically better. So, um, but yeah. Also, I look a bit scraggly. I haven't shaved or cut my hair. I've been recovering from being sick, where sitting and recording is fine, but I think I could stand and cut my hair and shave now. I was putting it off for one more day. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. So, but yeah, when I stand up, I get a little bit more long-winded and stuff due to the sickness and everything. But all right, we're back. Okay, she recovered. Good. Gonna say, hope she doesn't go down in one hit. Oh, does she have like a? Oh, maybe the hit just hit the necklace. Oh, okay. Damn. It is true. Wrath drew out some wrath from her. Makes sense. Hmm. Good shit. Hmm. No, 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 no. You didn't figure me out. That's ridiculous. No, no, no. Ah. No shit. Talking shit. Damn. There's the fire again. She's truly angry when she pulls that out, I guess. Oh, the whole necklace is gone. Damn, she took some damage there. That just mean Priscilla's gonna get more naked the longer the fight goes on. Is that what we're about to find out? Yeah, she does some fire shit, right? Oh, damn. Alright. She's gonna go in and sing to the people, right? Or something like that. Only burns the things, she should be able to go through it, right? No. Okay. She's got that telepathy thing too, right? So she might be able to reach them on a deeper level. Man, so she really did just leave. Oh no, don't eat those! Oh, did someone help her? Hmm. Some people left some stuff. Oh, just one person. Hey, sometimes it just takes one, man. Oh no, what is she running for? Oh no! A mob beast! Damn. This is a cool way to get to know what Liliana has been through a little bit. I almost kind of wish we had lyrics for this part. I feel like it would be more powerful, but... Oh... And they had another kid? Damn. I mean, you chose to leave, though. Damn. Hmm. I mean, that's what a bard is, though. But I understand she's going through it. Trying to discover herself. That fresh water. Oh, she was so close to it before. She passed out. Just shoves her head in. Hmm. Some inspiration for The future. Uh... She just runs in the water and starts splashing and screaming. I don't know why it's funny. I know it's supposed to be, you know, it's like, it's nice, it's beautiful, but look at that dirty girl over there. Not the bad faces anymore. Those flips real quick. Nice. They're just going hand down there. No. Blessing of telepathy. Very nice. Uh... Cool. Oh. Is that, is that a bit of her blessing that we're seeing manifest? Ah, interesting. That's funny. She, man, oh my god. Oh shit! That's not good. Okay. Jesus. Yep, she lost some stuff with that one. Oh! Oh, what a badass! Look at her go! Hmm. Damn. Oh shit. You and your damn capturing these kids. Whoa. Nice. Damn. Oh, that's awesome. I could not care less. Damn. Is that it for Wrath? I mean, it was a pretty extensive fight. Wrath isn't my favorite, so although I feel like there was some reveals we could have had about her. Yep. Floating in the water again. You're not dead, Liliana. Being dramatic. Oh, Kiritaka's still out there. No. Alright. Damn, that was a whole Liliana episode. I mean, and Priscilla too. But in regards to who got like the development and everything, um I don't care that much, but I will say it got a little cucked with spending last episode figuring out what it takes to beat or how Regulus's power works only to not come back to it. But we have a lot of fights going on. We're going to be developing more fights as we go. And, because all of these fights are happening simultaneously, so we can't just, I mean, granted, we may have finished this one, but we can't just finish, one fight too early, um, but yeah, so I don't mind. It's just, yeah. I am still curious about that encounter, but learning a bit more about Liliana was cool though. She's a neat character. She kind of went on her own at a young age and sought her own destiny, I mean, kind of childish reasons for going off on her own, but um and I mean, obviously, I feel like she was too young to do it, but I'm using standards from our world, right? Oh, what is this? Hmm. Yep. They're just getting us excited for the next episode, aren't they? This is a little more than what we had before, though. Hmm. Oh, so maybe it does have something to do with the wives. I thought about that. Okay. That is it, guys, for episode 11. Yeah, so, I mean, last episode, I theorized, so they gave us a little more hints, you know. I theorized that it could be something to do with the wives, but then he talked about, like, invincibility on himself, or not, or, stopping time to himself, and then I was like, okay, well, I don't know what the wives have to do with that, but, so I thought maybe I was wrong. But I did have a theory that maybe his power was in regards to, like, you know, maybe instead of dying, kind of like Priscilla's ability, right? Instead of taking damage for an attack, an object she has gets destroyed. I thought maybe it was like that with his wives, and that's why he had some missing here and there, was because he'd get into fights and he'd take damage, like lethal damage, and that wife would die instead of him. I thought maybe that was going to be the case, which was going to be very tragic because I'm pretty sure Reinhardt probably would have killed like 20 of his wives there with the attacks that they were doing on him. But either way, I guess maybe it does. Like, you're saying get them out of the kingdom might have to do with like distance or time or I don't know, but or how many. But yeah, I guess maybe we can make him vulnerable by dealing with the wives. We'll see. So, but anyway, that was interesting little after credit bit. It recapped a bit of what we'd already seen, but then gave us just a tiny bit more. You know, they were like, I guess they were like, oh, people might be mad that we gave a whole episode on Liliana right after developing that whole storyline, so let's give them a little piece. um, but anyway, we got to see Liliana's mom. Obviously, she was. I mean, we knew that she came from a line of bards, and her mom was a very good singer as well. I was saying before that I don't necessarily agree with the fact that she left as young as she did. I feel like when you're that young, you don't quite understand what you really want yet. Like, yeah, sure, you can be young and think like, oh, I want to be an astronaut or a firefighter. Man, words. Um, but you know, you don't truly know what you want when you're that young. Like she seemed pretty young at that time. I mean, hell, she seems pretty young now, but yeah, I mean, I don't freaking know. It's hard to tell age in anime sometimes, but regardless, the she did leave. You know, that's like I said, I'm using my own standards from our world where you know you got to be 18 to move out and stuff like that. Where this is a fantasy world where they don't really have laws, and you know she just kind of ran off, and I'm kind of surprised the parents just like let her run off. You know, and I mean maybe they tried, maybe they couldn't catch up to her or something. I don't know, but makes me think less of her parents by a little bit, but anyway, regardless of the ethics of it, to talk about what she actually did, because it doesn't matter that it, you know, it doesn't matter my opinion on it happening. It happened, and she went off and was performing for people and trying to make a living through singing and everything, and she wasn't doing very good. She reached near, you know, starving. Um, Several times, it seems like she got lucky once and got helped out right before she was about to eat that mushroom, and seemed to have got helped out by some travelers, and then it seems like she separated from them and hit another rough patch and all that. But um I guess the her singing about the songs, or like the legends of the past, just like didn't interest people as much, because it seems like people had way more interest when she started coming up with her own songs, and now we see her like just coming up with random songs on the spot, right? Like that's what she, I guess that's kind of like the niche she managed to fall into, is bringing new music to people rather than singing about like heroes of old that everyone already's heard about a million times. Maybe people are just already bored of that stuff, but now she sees like Subaru trip and fall, and she's like, "Oh, the Subaru falling song," and she starts singing about it. It's kind of how she was in the first half of this season, and maybe some of them work, maybe some of them don't, but it seems like she found and it seems like she was traveling around a lot still, but ever since she met Kiritaka and them, it seems like she kind of stagnated in where she goes, because she found some people that care about her, and which I think her parents did too. But anyway, um she, Kiritaka seems to have a thing for her. I don't know if it's just a thing for her music or if it's any more than that, and I have no idea of her age and if that's appropriate or not. Once again, anime ambiguity, but, whatever. Don't really need to talk about that. So, but yeah, it was very cool seeing just kind of what brought Liliana here. Now, did we need to see it to know? Like, we've already seen her in action stopping these guys with red eyes in the first half of the season, right? So we already know she's a good songstress and she has the ability to stop these people um from being under the control of Wrath. So did we need a whole episode around Liliana? Like, I don't know yet. Maybe we'll learn more and it will like come into play more. But I will say I don't I don't know that we really needed this, right? Like, I kind of could have inferred it, by her saying that she's been singing all her life and everything. And maybe like if she said she was separated from her parents when she was young, that might have been all I needed to assume that, okay, she probably had a rough go of it for a while, but she seems to be doing pretty good now. So I don't mean to be pessimistic here. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I enjoyed the episode. It's fun watching Liliana and everything. But just thinking about the overarching story and what we're seeing, I don't feel like I needed to see that in order for me to be able to appreciate what she was capable of doing, right? So, like, if we just had her start singing this episode and continued with the fight and all that, and didn't have any of the flashback, and she sung and saved the people, I'd be like, yeah, she's done it before. That makes sense. I didn't need like the flashback to prove that she's like capable. But maybe she's a bigger character going forward, and we're establishing some character development and getting to know her now, laying the groundwork for the future. Not just thinking about it in the case of just a season, kind of like you could say a similar thing about Otto, right? We got some Otto backstory. Granted, we had known Otto for a decent chunk of time by the time we got the backstory. Um, but you could also say that, oh, this is just a random side character that came into the story a little bit later than a lot of the other characters. So why are we seeing so much backstory on him? And he's, now he's like this, I can't remember what his rank is, but he has like a rank within Subaru's and Amelia's group. It's mainly Amelia's group, and Subaru's the knight for Amelia. But yeah, so it's one of those things where they were setting him up to be a character that is around a lot more, and now we have that flashback, and I'm gonna cough. Excuse me. But yeah, we had that flashback established earlier, and now we don't need to do it later, and we can understand more about this character and why he's still here and appreciate him more. So it very well could be something like that. I don't know if something will happen to Kiritaka and Liliana will like follow our group later on in the future or whatnot, but we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, Priscilla's fighting. She did good. She had that one moment where she was taunted in the last episode and got a bit aggro and took some damage, but it was fine. She recovered and she managed to win the fight, seemingly. As far as we know, at least. Wrath so far has got a pretty solid hit and fell into the water. Um, we learned about the items that take damage for her, for Priscilla. We had the fact that she's had 8 husbands, which is crazy for her age, you know. Like, what happened to all 8 of them? Like, you know? Or is it like does she have more than one at once? I guess that's a possibility, too. We don't know how their world works. Or, not even just it doesn't have to be just their world, it could just be where she's from, too. We once again had the mention of Iris and the Thorn King, and the idea, I don't know, I feel like Thorn King and the idea of, like, being able to transfer damage to items kind of sounds, like, thorny in a way. Like, I don't know, not exactly, but when I think of, like, thorns in video games, right, it's usually a stat that you have that when an enemy hits you, they take some damage back, but that wasn't exactly how it worked. It was more like when they hit you, some of that damage is redirected to an item. But yeah, I'm really curious to learn more about Priscilla. They're obviously setting something up there for the future, and she's an interesting character. Like, obviously, when we first met her in season 1, I believe, she was like a total bitch, right? But some of the ways she talks, and I still think she's like very stuck up and high and mighty, but some of the ways she talks I kind of like. I don't know why, I always like when people compare two things and like give that are like almost the exact same, but then give like their own, like, because I don't necessarily agree with it, but for some reason I enjoy it. My example is when she says, you're a simpleton, but you're no fool. A fool is someone who is hopeless, but a simpleton can at least be somewhat amusing. I don't know if that's the exact word she used, but it was something similar to that. And, like, I don't know, when I think of, like, simpleton and fool, they could be used interchangeably, so to me, I don't really agree with that statement, but for some reason, whenever, like, anime or TV show characters take, like, two things, like, you may be stupid, but you're not an idiot, and say something like that, for some reason I enjoy it, and I don't know, so, like, that made me kind of enjoy Priscilla a little bit in that moment, and then still with her, like, you know, you guys are all stupid, and, like, you know, it's pretty moronic for you to go and, like, look for Liliana, but it's not bad, you know? So it's like, it's almost like she has to insult the people before she can say, like, but it's fine, you know? So I'm starting to understand Priscilla a little bit more and enjoy her character over the bitchiness, you know? And, I mean, hell, she's out here fighting and putting in work, like, before she was this, like, royal selection lady who, had, you know, knights going over her hand and foot. She seemed rich as fuck. She didn't even know what an apple was without being peeled, or an appa in this world, and stuff like that. And because of that, I got like a very like spoiled and, you know, like, oh, everything's just handed to her, she doesn't have to work for anything kind of vibe, and she just expects everything to go her way. Yet here we are with her fighting to make things go her way, and I appreciate that so much more. So I think that's also why I've enjoyed her character quite a bit now. So yeah, good episode, good fights. I'm really curious because obviously I've had the theory for a while now that Wrath is Mother Fortuna, because of the white hair, or like the silver hair, which is very similar to what Emilia and Mother Fortuna had. The eyes look just like Emilia's and what Mother Fortuna had. And, you know, if we had wow, why can't I remember his name? Freaking Betelgeuse living through that situation, then it's possible that Mother Fortuna did as well and went crazy as like a cultist. Now, she talked about her like one husband before. I don't know if that's like, you know, she had like a weird romance with Betelgeuse, even though it was never really. I don't think they ever actually got married, so I don't know if that really fits. But we also didn't know a ton about Mother Fortuna, so it's possible she was married before and got like divorced before the whole stuff with Betelgeuse. So who knows? But yeah, if she's dead, then I wonder, like, am I just wrong about that? And or is she gonna come back and we're gonna have more revealed with that? Or is Subaru gonna reset and we'll have that reveal? I don't know. But I guess I'm kind of curious just because, like, I had that whole theory and I thought it was, like, pretty sound and everything. And now it seems like she was just dead and dropped into the water, so we'll see. But anyway. Excuse me again. That, I think, is going to be it for me, though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you did. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more. Links in the description below. Should be popping up on the screen. You can get extra stuff on there. Not for this show because I watch this as it airs, but for my other shows on there, you can get early access for 2 episodes ahead of time. And then there's also the Patreon show tier where you can get shows that aren't even released to YouTube yet, where I watch the entire show before starting to release it. So entire shows like Freerun is on there. Solo Leveling Season 1 and what I've gotten through of Season 2 so far is on there. And then for live action, there is Shogun, The Last of Us, Watchmen, and The Expanse I've started. Well, all of those are finished except Expanse is ongoing. So thank you guys. Check all that out if you're interested. As I said, links in the description should be popping up on the screen, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.